Prince Akpabio, the convener of the South-South Rebirth, has threatened that any attempt on Akpabio's impeachment will lead to serious chaos, strong resistance, and unimaginable fallout in the country. Hello viewers and welcome to InfoGist TV. In a statement, Akpabio described the consistent call for Akpabio's impeachment and therefore has warned those he described as agents of darkness behind the calls to be mindful of the consequences of their actions, stressing that the Senate President will serve out his term of 4 years without any let or hindrance. He stated in his words, "The incessant calls for the impeachment of the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio, at every prompting has become worrisome, hence the need to sound this note of warning. In the build-up of Senator Akpabio's aspiration for the number of 3 positions, we of the South-South extractions made it abundantly clear that it was the turn of the treasure base of the nation, the South-South zone, to produce a Senate President. We did not mince our words, even when Senator Yari tried to alter the apple cart by throwing spanners in the works. Our position has not changed, and we need to make the point very lucid, unambiguous and crystal clear to all, that any attempt for any senator from any zone to moot the idea of impeachment of Senator Godswill Akpabio will lead to serious chaos, strong resistance, and unimaginable fallout that will shock the proponents of such dubious cause. It is the turn of the South-South geopolitical zone to test the Senate presidency at this time, and any attempt to deploy conspiracy and subterranean plots to undermine our representations shall be strongly resisted. We have had Senator David Mark serve 2 terms as Senate President from the North Central Zone. Heaven did not fall, nor were the impeachment threatened. We have had Senator Ahmed Lawan serve his own term too as Senate President, and with all his imperfections, we did not hear of impeachment threats. We have also had Senator Bukola Saraki serve his own term too without any threat of impeachment, even when we were witnesses to the high-wire politics that brought him in the first place. He completed his term without red herring. Why has it become almost a recurring decimal that at each turn, Senator Akpabio is being hounded by agents of darkness, masquerading as senators of the hallowed chambers and threatening impeachments? Let it be noted very instructively that Senator Godswill Akpabio will serve out his term of 4 years as Senate President without any let or hindrance. Whoever that has any interest for Senate President must wait for the South-South to complete her term before showing such interest. We will resist any attempt to try to supplant our opportunities as treasure base of the nations for any conspiracy to unseat the Senate President. Akpabio appealed to those dishing out the threats to be mindful of Nigerians' delicate balance, not to provoke political crisis in the country. We wish to appeal to those who are found of dishing out these threats to be mindful of Nigerians' delicate balance, he stated, and its intricate logic, so as not to provoke a political crisis that may snowball into another kettle of fish for the country. We of the South-South will not sit by and watch any attempt by anyone to undermine our opportunity as South-South indigents as represented by our distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, using impeachment as a veiled threat. We say enough is enough. Nobody has monopoly of violence, and for those who understand our recent history, it is better accentuated to maintain peace in the Niger Delta than try to poke finger of trouble before our very eyes. That won't augur well for this democracy in all its ramifications. A word is enough for the wise. Let Akpabio be, Afabwe concluded. Now, as Delta community disarray over killing high-ranking soldiers, a Major General Cecilia Asek Hagwe, retired, has reviewed how 16 military personnel were murdered last Thursday in the Okoma community of Egili South local government area of Delta State. Asagwe stated that the unsuspecting soldiers were ambushed by residents of the community. He also disclosed this when he was featured as a guest on Channels Television, the Morning Brief Breakfast show on Monday. No fewer than 16 Nigerian soldiers were killed while on a mission to those clashes between two communities in the south-south state of Delta on Thursday. The defense headquarters said the personnel consisted of 2 majors, 1 captain and 12 soldiers. And according to a statement by the Director of Defense Information, Brigadier General Tuko Guso, the troops from the 181 Akpabio'S battalion were deployed in the Bomadi region and were on a peacekeeping mission in the Okoma community when they were killed on Thursday. The killings have been condemned by many stakeholders, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu vowing that the perpetrators will not go unpunished. Reacting to the killings, Asegbe said the soldiers were in the coastal community to find out why their colleagues who were on a peacekeeping missions to the village were held hostage and not to fight. He also added that the soldiers would not have been killed if they had been prepared. He said, "It is unfortunate that we have spent a lot of money on a thing we called amnesty program, which was designed for those militia groups to lay down their weapons." Also, the Senate President Godswill Akpabio on Tuesday said those involved in the killing of the soldiers in Delta State may be foreigners. Some armed men had on Thursday, March 14th, attacked and killed 15 personnel of the Nigerian Army during a peace mission to Okoma community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State. And speaking during a debate on 2 merged motions by Senators Abdulaziz Yaradua APC from APC, Katsina Central, and Ede Dafinon APC Delta Central, Akpabio claimed that those who killed the soldiers may be mercenaries. He stated that we are not at war. I do not think they are from the Niger Delta. They may be mercenaries. The Senate therefore and thereafter ordered the probe into the killings, as it has asked its Committee on Defense, Army, Navy and Air Force to liaise with the military authorities to get more information on the remote and immediate cause of what it described as a dastardly act. The Red Chamber further called on the federal government to apprehend the perpetrators and bring them to book, just as it observed a minute's silence in the honor of those killed. It also called for the recruitment of more policemen so that the military would not be dragged into civil matters. The Senate, however, rejected a prayer to observe a minute's silence or to commiserate with the families of the innocent civilians killed in the process, saying that their numbers are still unknown. While the Senate rejected an additional prayer for relief materials for the community by the National Emergency Management Agency, the upper chambers resolved that families of the killed soldiers should be compensated immediately, as moved by the Deputy Senate President, Senator Jibrin Barua, and seconded by Senator Tony Nwonyi.